Okay, here, good morning. Today we'll discuss about the basic strength of amines. Okay, here, some of the important factors influencing on basic strength of amines. One is inductive effect, second one is solvation effect, and third one is steric hindrance, we called as a steric factor. Okay, here, we'll discuss the inductive effect. We have the positive inductive effect groups and negative inductive effect group. Positive inductive effect groups, okay, positive inductive effect group, electron donating group, negative inductive effect group, electron withdrawing group. Here we have the lone pair of electron. By the donation of these lone pair of electron, amines acts as a Lewis base. Amines acts as a Lewis base. Okay, here it is, if it is attached to the electron donating group or electron withdrawing group, what happens? If it is attached to the electron withdrawing group, okay, then if it is attached to the electron donating group, okay, here R is the electron donating group, electron releasing group. Okay, what happened? Here R donate the electron towards the nitrogen, then nitrogen becomes electron rich. These lone pair of electrons easily donate or fastly donate towards the any other atom. That means it acts as a strong base. It fastly donate. That means it acts as a strong base. That means electron donating group or electron releasing group increases the basicity of amines. What about the electron withdrawing group? Okay, for example, if NH2 group attached to the electron withdrawing group, what happened? Okay, here electron withdrawing group attract the electron from nitrogen. Then nitrogen becomes electron deficient. It never lose. That means it never lose the electrons. That means sometimes it never lose. Sometimes it may lose slowly. That means the Lewis basic nature of electron withdrawing group attached amines decreases. Okay, electron withdrawing group decreases the basic strength of amine. Electron donating group increases the basic strength of amines. Suppose, for example, if you compare ammonia with the alkyl amine, basic strength of ammonia with the alkyl amine. Ammonia and both amines are Lewis bases. Here no positive inductive effect group. Here we have one R means alkyl. It may be methyl, it may be ethyl, it may be propyl, like that. Okay, here or maybe any alkyl group. Suppose, for example, I am taking CH3NH2. This alkyl group, electron donating group, already we learned in last classes. Okay, here alkyl group is electron donating group. It donate the electron towards the amine, and it fastly donate the electron compared to the ammonia. So due to the presence of one positive inductive effect group, methyl amine is more basic than ammonia. Suppose, for example, here we are discussing one more important one. Okay, here ammonia, methyl amine, and here dimethyl amine. Okay, and here trimethyl amine. Okay, here ammonia, methyl amine, and here dimethyl amine, and here trimethyl amine. Okay, this is in the absence of any solvent. That means it is gaseous phase. What happened? No inductive effect group in ammonia. Here one positive inductive effect group. Here two positive inductive effect group. 1, 2. Here three positive inductive effect groups. Okay, from left to right. By moving from left to right. Okay, methyl amine more basic than ammonia. Dimethyl amine more basic than Okay, here methylamine, trimethylamine more basic than dimethylamine in a gaseous phase. That means tertiary amines more basic than the secondary amines. Secondary amines more basic than primary amine more basic than ammonia. Here one more important factor effect, steric factor. Okay, here steric factor effect. Okay, steric factor means steric endurance. Okay, the bulky group repulsive forces we called as a bulky group repulsive forces we called as a steric factor. We called as a steric factor. Okay, here we called as a steric factor. Here what happened? Secondary amine. Okay, little bit in secondary amines, little bit steric factor is less. Here only one methyl group is there, and here okay 2 methyl and 3 methyl. Here more and more steric factor is observed. Okay, here more and more steric factor is observed. So okay, here ammonia. Okay, here instead of ammonia I am taking secondary amine. Here secondary amine, due to the steric factor, secondary amine more basic than secondary amines are more basic than tertiary amines than primary amines, then ammonia. Okay, due to the inductive effect, tertiary amines are more basic than secondary, then primary. Due to the steric factor, okay, secondary amine, steric factor is steric endurance, bulky group, methyl group is bulky group here. This is the bulky group repulsive forces. Due to the bulky group repulsive forces, nitrogen does not donate the electrons properly. So tertiary amines less basic than secondary amines. Tertiary amines less basic than tertiary amines. Okay, this is about the effect of steric endurance and steric factor and inductive effect. And here we'll see this is about only gaseous phase. Okay, then we'll see the liquid phase or aqueous phase. That means when ammonia or amines dissolved in a water, what happened? Ammonia has capability to form hydrogen bonding with water. Okay, here hydrogen attached to the nitrogen. Hydrogen attached to the highly electronegative nitrogen. Here we have the different situation. And here primary amine. This is the primary amine. Okay, here secondary amine and tertiary amine. Okay, all are dissolved in primary amines, secondary amines and tertiary amines. All are dissolved in water. Okay, we'll see the solvation effect here. Solvation effect. How solvation effect is there? Okay, here tertiary amines. And here in primary amine, this hydrogen forms hydrogen bonding with water. This also hydrogen bonding with water. Here two hydrogen bondings are there. Two hydrogen bondings present, so it is stable, more stable. Okay, here only one hydrogen bonding is there. One hydrogen is present in secondary amine. It form only one hydrogen bonding. Here there is no hydrogens, so there is no hydrogen bonding. In tertiary amine there is no hydrogen bonding. When we will see the ammonia forms three hydrogen bondings, so it is more stable. It is stable, more stable. It is okay, here less stable. Okay, it is least stable. So this is the stability. This is opposite to the inductive effect. Okay, inductive effect, tertiary amine is more basic than secondary is more basic than primary. Just here also stability, when we will see the stability of tertiary amine, it is the least stable, less stable, and here okay, it is more stable. And here which donate the electron pair fastly? which donate the electron pair fastly. It is a least stable. It is a least stable. It does not donate. Okay, here less stable. It may be donate secondary amines. Okay, fastly donate the electron pair towards the Lewis acid. Then tertiary, then tertiary amines. Tertiary amines, then primary amines. Then primary amines. Then primary amines. Sorry. Here primary amines, then finally tertiary amines. Okay, less stable, more stable, and least stable. This is the stability order. This is the stability order and electron donating order. Okay, here according to the basic strength of, according to the salvation effect basic strength of amines, secondary amines more basic, less stable, that's why more basic. Here it is more stable. Okay, it is a less basic than secondary amines. It is the least stable, and it also less basic than primary amines. This is about the basic strength of amines. Okay, this is about the amines topic completed. Then we'll discuss one more important topic in this chapter, last topic in this chapter. Okay, diazonium salts. Diazonium salts. Okay, second topic in this chapter, diazonium salts. Diazo means N2 plus nium. Salt means, okay, it may be attached with the Cl minus. If it attached with, we call diazonium chloride. Okay, diazonium bromide, diazonium iodide, diazonium bisulfate. Okay, diazonium borotetrafluoride. Okay, if it is attached with the alkyl group, this alkyl group always aryl, it may be stable. Aryl is stable, otherwise it is least. Alkyl means any alkyl group is there, methyl, ethyl, like that is unstable. Aryl only resonance stabilized, involves in resonance. Aryl diazonium salt involves in the resonance. Aryl diazonium salts involves in the resonance and get the stability. Okay, here diazonium, if chloride is there, diazonium chloride. If bromide is there, diazonium bromide, diazonium iodide, diazonium bisulfate, diazonium, okay, diazonium tetrafluoroborate. Suppose for example for diazonium salt, best example for diazonium salts, benzene diazonium chloride, benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, the structure of benzene diazonium chloride, it's a benzene. Okay, diazo means N2Cl. This is the best example for diazonium salt. And okay, important example for the PU level, benzene diazonium chloride is the important example for the PU level, benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, here this is we called as a benzene diazonium chloride. The preparation of benzene diazonium chloride from any compound we called as diazotization. This diazotization reaction can be done at 273 Kelvin to 278 Kelvin. That means 0 to 5 degrees centigrade temperature. At very low temperature, this reaction can be done very low temperature. After the forming of this benzene diazonium chloride, we will use in further reaction. Okay, after 1 hour or after completion of diazotization process, okay, after 10 minutes or after 15 minutes, we can't get the perfect diazonium molecule. That's why immediately we'll use the diazonium salt immediately. That means after the forming of diazonium salt from the reactants. Okay, then we'll see the preparation. How we'll prepare the diazonium salt? By diazotization reaction. Diazo. The preparation of diazonium salt we called as a diazotization. Okay, diazotization, by the diazotization of aniline. Already we know about the aniline. Benzene with NH2 group we called as aniline. aniline reacts with sodium nitrite and concentrate hydrochloric acid at 273 Kelvin to 278 Kelvin temperature. 273 Kelvin to 278 Kelvin temperature. This mixture, diazotization mixture, that means sodium nitrite hydrochloric acid mixture gives HNO2. This HNO2, okay, reacts with aniline. Nitrous acid reacts with, this is the nitrous acid. Okay, nitrous acid. This nitrous acid gives nitrous acid, okay, reacts with the aniline and form the benzene diazonium chloride. And form the benzene diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride. N2Cl, and here we'll get the NaCl plus H2O. NaCl plus H2O. NaCl plus H2O. We get the NaCl plus H2O. And here this we called as a diazotization. Aniline reacts with sodium nitrite and hydrochloric acid at 273 Kelvin to 278 Kelvin. We will get the white color solid, that is benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, here along with that we will get the water. Benzene diazonium chloride, it is mainly used for the preparation of so many dyes, so many compounds. It is an important compound. Benzene diazonium chloride is an important compound, okay, for the preparation of these so many organic molecules. By using this, we prepare the chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, iodobenzene, chlorobenzene, phenol, benzene, okay, here nitrobenzene, different compounds will prepare. Along with that, we'll prepare the dyes also, okay, different dyes, para-amino azobenzene, para-hydroxyazobenzene. We'll prepare yellow color dyes and orange color dyes by using this benzene diazonium chloride. The preparation of benzene diazonium chloride we called as diazotization. This is an important reaction, diazotization reaction. Then we'll see the chemical properties of benzene diazonium chloride. Here I am discussing different chemical properties. Okay, here we have two important chemical properties, two types of important chemical properties. One is, okay, here nitrogen replacing chemical properties. One is nitrogen replacing. Benzene diazonium chloride contain nitrogen replacing chemical properties. Second one is diazonium salt involving chemical properties. Diazonium salt involving chemical properties we called as coupling reactions. Okay, first one, nitrogen replacing chemical properties. Nitrogen replacing chemical properties means, okay, here I am taking benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, here see reason I am writing all reactions in one way. Okay, here first Cu2Cl2. Okay, Cu2Cl2 in presence of HCl. Okay, here Cu2Br2 in presence of HBr. Okay, here first one will get here chlorobenzene. Second one here will get bromobenzene. First one, it is a chlorobenzene. Second one, bromobenzene. And here I am taking Cu2CN2 in the presence of HCN, hydrogen cyanide, will get the cyanobenzene. Okay, here we'll get the cyanobenzene. Bromobenzene and here cyanobenzene. Okay, this we called as, these three reactions we called as Sandmeyer reactions. Sandmeyer reaction. What is the Sandmeyer reaction? Benzene diazonium chloride reacts with cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide, cuprous cyanide in the presence of mineral acid, form the chlorobenzene, bromobenzene and cyanobenzene. This is we called as, Okay, here Sandmeyer reaction. Okay, here Cu plus HCl or Cu plus HBr. Okay, here we'll get chlorobenzene, here we'll get bromobenzene. These two reactions are called Getterman reactions. These two reactions are called Getterman reaction. Here we'll get the chlorobenzene and here we'll get the bromobenzene. When it reacts with potassium iodide, okay, forms iodobenzene. This is we called as iodobenzene. When it reacts with tetraborofluoric acid, HBF4, tetraborofluoric acid, this hydrogen and okay Cl loses okay HCl molecule, okay, an intermediate compound was formed into BF4. Okay, here benzene diazonium tetrafluoroborate, an intermediate was formed. This intermediate undergoes while heating this lose the nitrogen along with the BF3 and forms benzene with fluorine. It is we'll get the fluorine substituted benzene, we called as fluorobenzene. This is the one method for the preparation of the fluorobenzene. We have only one method for the preparation of fluorobenzene. This method we called as Schiemann method. Schiemann reaction. This we called as preparation of fluorobenzene. We called as Schiemann reaction. What is the Schiemann reaction? Benzene diazonium chloride reacts with the tetrafluoroboric acid. Okay, simply we called as hydrogen boro tetrafluoride. Form the benzene diazonium chloride tetrafluoroborate. While heating, after the heating of this one, okay, here we'll get the nitrogen BF3 boron trifluoride along with the fluorobenzene. This reaction we called as a Schiemann reaction. When it reacts with H3PO2, okay, H3PO2 hypophosphorus acid, and here ethyl alcohol will get only one compound, that is benzene. Will get only benzene, and here we'll get the nitrogen along with the nitrogen we'll get the H3PO3, and here we'll get the nitrogen along with nitrogen we'll get the acetaldehyde. When benzene diazonium chloride reacts with H3PO2 or ethyl alcohol, we'll get the benzene. Okay, these are the different reactions. One is Sandmeyer reaction, Getterman reaction, preparation of iodobenzene, preparation of fluorobenzene, and preparation of okay here benzene. Okay, when benzene diazonium chloride, okay, here I am taking some more reactions. Benzene diazonium chloride. Here I am taking benzene diazonium chloride reacts with water at 283 Kelvin temperature. Benzene diazonium chloride reacts with water. Okay, reaction with water. Benzene diazonium chloride reaction with water at 283 Kelvin temperature, just 10 degrees centigrade temperature. What happened? H and Cl loses HCl and liberates N2. Along with that, we'll get the phenol. Here. We'll get the phenol. And here, one more reaction is there. When benzene diazonium chloride reacts with tetrafluoroboric acid. Okay, what happened? We'll get the intermediate. Okay, here H and here Cl loses HCl molecule and form N2BF4. This reacts with NaNO2. This reacts with NaNO2, sodium nitrite. Sodium nitrite. What happened here? Na, 1B, 1F forms NaF, forms BF3, forms N2. Along with that, we'll get the nitrobenzene. Here we'll get the nitrobenzene. That means benzene, how we convert the benzene diazonium chloride into nitrobenzene. First, benzene diazonium chloride reacts with hydroborotetrafluoride. Okay, it loses hydrochloric acid molecule and forms benzene diazonium chloride borotetrafluoride. This reacts with sodium nitrite, form the nitrobenzene. Forms nitrobenzene. This is the preparation of nitrobenzene. Next, diazonium salt involving reactions. Diazonium or diazo group involving diazonium group or diazo group involving. These are simply we called as coupling reactions. These are simply we called as coupling reactions. Over here, benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, here I am writing benzene diazonium chloride N2Cl. It is coupled with two important compounds. It is coupled with two important compounds. One is aniline, and other one is phenol. Okay, here hydrogen is there, here hydrogen is there. The coupling reaction observed like this. HCl loses HCl, here also loses HCl. What happened here? Here benzene, diazo, and here NH2. This group we called benzene, N double bond N, benzene. Group we called as azobenzene. Okay, for azobenzene, amino group presented para position, so we called as para amino azobenzene. Para amino azobenzene. Here also same. Okay, benzene, N double bond N. Okay, here OH. This we called as para hydroxy azobenzene. Here para hydroxy azobenzene is yellow colored dye. Okay, here is para amino azobenzene is, okay, here orange red dye. Okay, these are the coupling reactions. These two are important, the coupling reactions. Okay, when benzene diazonium chloride reacts with aniline, forms para amino azobenzene, it is orange red colored dye. When benzene diazonium chloride reacts with phenol, this is the phenol, this is aniline. Here forms para hydroxy azobenzene, it is yellow color dye. Okay, this is about the benzene diazonium salts and basic strength of amines. Okay, here amines chapter contains two topics. One is amines and second one is the reaction with water. Second one is the benzene diazonium salts. Okay, this is the important one. This is the important topic for the 5 marks long question. Definitely will come from this topic. Okay, this is the fourth organic chemistry chapter, amines. Okay, then in continuation we'll see the polymers. Okay, fifth polymers chapter also contains, polymer chapter also, important for the long question. 5 marks will come from that chapter. We'll see in continuation that chapter again next class. Thank you.